We may be accounted worthy to hear the holy gospel. Let us pray to the Lord our God. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Wisdom arise. Let us listen to the holy gospel. Peace be unto all. Pace tutor. Iri passi. The reading from the holy gospel is according to St. Matthew. Glory to you, O Lord, glory to you. Let us be attentive. The Lord said to his disciples, but of the day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. As were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in these days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. Then 2 men will be in the field, one is taken and one is left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one is taken and one is left. Watch therefore, for you do not know at what hour your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the householder had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have watched and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his master has set over his household, to give them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant, whom his master, when he comes, will find so doing. Truly, truly, I say to you, he will set him over all his possessions. But if that wicked servant says in his heart, my master is delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants, and eats and drinks with the drunken, the master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and in an hour he does not know, and will punish him, and put him with the hypocrites. Their men will weep and gnash their teeth. Then the kingdom of heaven shall be compared to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the wise took flasks of oil with their lamps. As the bridegroom was delayed, they all slumbered and slept. But at midnight there was a cry, behold, the bridegroom, come out to meet him. Then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out. But when the wise replied, perhaps there will be not enough for us and for you. Go rather to the dealers and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. And those who were ready went in, and with him to the marriage feast. And the door was shut. Afterward the other virgins came also, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he replied, truly, truly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man will come. For it will be as when a man going on a journey called his servants, and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered me to 5 talents. Here I have made the 5 talents more. His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he who also had the 10 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered me 2 talents. Have I made 2 talents more? His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also had received the 1 talent came forward, saying, Master, I know you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you did not winnow. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, you wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sowed, and gather where I have not winnowed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and on my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. There men will weep and gnash their teeth. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him. Then he will sit on his glorious throne. Before him will be gathered all the nations, and he will separate them one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will place the sheep at his right hand, but the goats at the left. Then the king will say to those at his right hand, Come, O blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed them, or thirsty to give them drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you? And the king will answer them, Truly, truly, I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me. Then he will say to those at his left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick in prison, and did not minister to you? Then he will answer them, Truly, truly, I say to you, as you did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me. And they will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. When Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said to his disciples, You know that after 2 days the Passover is coming, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified. Glory to you, O Lord. Glory to you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Welcome to Holy Tuesday evening. This is the second night of the Holy and Great Fast. And tonight's Gospel reading, we understand where the term Bridegroom Matins comes from. These Matins of Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night are called the Bridegroom Matins because Jesus is our bridegroom. And he comes in the middle of the night when we don't expect him, at his second coming. And he says, Be ready, be prepared. Be like the wise virgins who had extra oil to trim their lamps, not like those who didn't have enough oil and had to go and buy and then weren't able to go into the wedding feast. Jesus is asking us to be constantly prepared. And one of the ways that we prepare came with the story at the end, at the Last Judgment, when he said, I was hungry and you didn't feed me, I was thirsty and you didn't give me drink, I was naked and you didn't clothe me. And they said, When did we see you hungry or thirsty or naked? And he said, Because you didn't do it to the least of my brothers. Or you did do it depending on which we did and how we use our talents and how we use whatever we have to help those who are less fortunate. When we're doing that, when we're helping them, the less fortunate, we're doing it for Christ. We're helping him. And when we don't help them, we are not helping Christ. He gives us a tough lesson, but it's a lesson about life. And that's why we're placed here on life, on earth, to do good, to be good to our fellow man. And it doesn't matter if they're Orthodox or if they're Christian or if they're Jewish or if they're atheists. No matter whoever is in need, we should be helping in the name of the Lord, because we never know how the Lord is sending an angel or a test to us to show the world that he could come in the guise of another person and see just how we treat him. You know, there's a beautiful story about a man who had a dream that the Lord was going to come to visit him the next day. I believe it was a Christmas day. And the man waited. And during the day, 3 people came to him. There was an old man who was homeless, needed shoes. He invited him in, gave him a pair of shoes, gave him food to drink, food to eat, and something to drink. And he was saying, No, I don't have time because I'm waiting for the Lord. The next one was an old lady who came by and also was in need, and he helped her, brought her in and gave her something to eat and drink. And then a little child who was lost. And he was so worried that he was going to miss the Lord. And he took the child home and brought her safely and went back. And he was so disappointed that the Lord didn't come to him. And he said, Lord, you told me you were coming. And I waited for you all day. And I cleaned my house and had everything ready for you. And the Lord said, I came to you 3 times today. He visited him in the guise of the less fortunate, of the needy. And we do the same, especially during these times when people are in need. It's our duty to help them with whatever talents we have, whatever has been given to us, whatever good fortune we have to share with others. Continue your prayers. Continue this journey of Holy Week. Tomorrow night, we will have the readings from the Holy Unction service, and I will do the prayer of the oil of the forgiveness of sins. So I ask you to meditate on your shortcomings and accept the confession and absolution of your minor sins. The Lord asks us to always confess to him at the end of the day for all those little sins that we commit, because those little sins can become big ones if we don't. And for the major sins, then I ask you to make an arrangement to have confession. We can do it over the phone. It's wonderful to do it over the phone. And we have other ways of doing it, and especially when we'll be able to see each other face to face. I hope that you will come for confession and do the duties of Holy Week. Thank you so much. Continue to watch us and follow us. And I'm so pleased that I'm able to be with you in your homes, even though I can't see you, but you can see me. And hopefully you'll send me a smile and a wave and a hug. And I send you a kiss and a hug and a wave